What's going on, guys? Doty here, back from another vlog, and today I'm using my buddy Oscar's GoPro. He has one where I can actually aim it, so the aim should be a lot better. And I just want to talk to you guys about the MGW. I've had it for a couple of days, and I just want to give you guys my thoughts and how much I like it. I want to go over a couple things about them, what I think about it, and how I've been liking it over the past like 2 days or so. I know 2 days isn't like a super long time to really know something and to be an expert on it, but I can tell you just in those 2 days I learned quite a lot. I really love to get on it right here, but we got this guy. So that was a quick 2.3 with a pretty high rev, probably like 6,000 RPM. And as you guys can see, that was zero lockout, exactly into gear. It was really no problem. You may notice that I do have the stock shifter on there, the one that looks like a thumb, and that is because my Doty shift knob, although I love it, it's so heavy that it actually makes these shifts too smooth, and I kind of want to get that gated, kind of notchier feel out of it, so I'm using the stock knob, and this one is pretty BA. You may notice that the knob is kind of wiggling or something like that on the freeway. That is because it is transmission mounted, which is one of the benefits of the MGW. That means that even under load, like high RPMs, your transmission and engine aren't shifting and being out of like alignment with the shifter, like the stock shifter. So this is completely in line. It's always right straight for third gear. It's always going to be straight back for fourth gear. And that's what's the beauty of the MGW system. You might see that this little trim bezel popped off. That was just in the install. It's really just like a little piece of hot glue or something I need to put on there to hold it up. But I think that came off whenever they did the hydro dipping on the center console. I'll probably be doing the Alcantara shift boot and e-brake boot here in the future anyway, so I might just hold off to do that. Now, I was speaking to the guys over at MGW today, and what they said is make sure that you're not in the habit of putting your hand and resting it on the knob. That can cause a little bit of damage to your shift forks, which that's not the strongest piece of the MT82, so definitely just don't get in the habit of that. And this extra vibration will kind of remind you like, hey, don't rest your hand on here whenever you're just cruising around. Now, the biggest question has been, why didn't you go with a Barton Hybrid 3 or something like that, or a cheaper option like the Barton 2-post with the bracket and stuff? Well, to be honest, I like to do things right the first time, and I kind of have that same mentality with any parts I buy with my car. So the MGW is made here in America. I saw a video where the guy actually lifted the transmission up with the shift knob, and I was like sold right there. I was like, if that is the strongest part on the MT82, I'm good to go. I could trust this company. This is all very high quality. I think that this shifter is going to outlive the car completely. Just real quick, I won't go anywhere, but I'll just downshift and show you guys that this is extremely crisp. So watch this. Almost like caught air there. This one is the standard. This is not the X spec or the low profile shifter or anything like that. This is completely standard, so standard throw, and it's just the one that they make off the shelf. The reason why I chose that, which is also a common question, why didn't you go with a shorter throw? And that's because after researching, the standard throw is actually the least wear and tear on the MT82. And as everyone knows, they're not the strongest, craziest transmission out there, so if I can just reduce the wear and tear on it and make it last longer, I'm gonna do that. So the standard throw is made for the way that the transmission was built, so I'm just gonna keep it as that. For the most part, if you're stock transmission wise, stock clutch wise, and you just want something that's more crisp, go with the standard everything. MGW knows exactly what they're doing. They engineered this thing perfectly in my mind, and I would highly suggest you guys do this. Notchiness and grinding is completely eliminated with this shifter. There is like a stronger gate that you have to be aware of, and the self-centering is really strong. However, for the most part, this thing is good to go. Like, my reverse lockout was perfect from the factory. I didn't have to adjust it, you know, and everything is solid. I mean, it just gives you that man's car feel, and this is a man's mission. That's kind of the joke of transmissions, but it definitely gives you a connection to the road and to the car. You can feel everything through the shift knob. Even when you're cruising around town, you know exactly what gear you're in. One of the really cool things is going from 2 to 3, you just push forward because of that self-centering, which makes it like brainless to go 2 to 3, which is most of like your 30 rolls, depending on your gear ratio. So for the rest of the video, I'm just gonna do some like shifting and show you guys that. You guys can see my hands and what I'm doing with the GoPro, so I'll just show you guys all that. So downshift. so direct. There's no guessing. It's not like an issue if you're a girl or if you might be a little bit smaller and you don't have the strength to like muscle it down. She just said the only thing is maybe she'd have to use 2 hands to put it in reverse because it is a push down. But other than that, it's actually really easy to use. Even the standard throw of MGW is shorter than the stock one. So you do have to get used to that, even downshifting into first. Oh man, it's buttery smooth. It's really not hard to use this transmission. And as you can see, that self-center, I'll just show you guys. So that's second. If I just push forward, it'll put me into third, watch. That's third. So all of you guys doing your 40 rolls, you just go into second, push forward, self-centers into third, straight back is the fourth. And you can see I just did that with my middle finger pretty much. It's just that. So not too hard to use, definitely feels good. And I love how it's just all the way over to the left and up to get to first. So just gonna give it a little bit. And we have to slow down. So testing out the Brimbos. That's a nice truck. That's sick.
That is nice.
All right, I really want that F250. That's nice. Is clean. Platinum too.
That's
Yeah, I want that. Just made it to the destination. I'll probably pick this video up after, but I just want to say one thing. The MGW, whenever you put it in a first, you can really like muscle it over and you don't feel like you're gonna snap anything. It's strong. I can be kind of a brute on it and it's just fine. However, obviously you want to be careful on your clutch because that is still stock. This is the way the car should have came factory, especially after you see how loosey-goosey and floppy the stock one was. They completely transform the way that your car feels, especially the cool, nice. Especially the transmission and shifting, which is what you do all the time in a manual car. This should be a good opportunity for you guys to see a high RPM shift because I'm getting onto the freeway, so I kind of have to get up to speed. Actually, I should probably slow down and do like a second to third, so that way I could actually like go fast. So this will be a second to third, high RPM. So yeah, as you guys can see, no big problems there. Pops in the gear, no problem. There's zero lockout, I had zero grinding. It felt just the same as if I was just hitting at like 3,500, so this thing is pretty nice. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. I just wanted to show you guys kind of my thoughts after the first 2 days of owning it. You guys will just see me driving around and making videos with this shifter because now it's in my car and I drive this car. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any more questions and I can address those through the comments or make a video on them. And if you get a lot of the same ones, I can definitely make a video on it and talk to you guys about anything to do with my car or the MGW.